In the new issue of Fine Woodworking magazine, Clark Kellogg makes a hexagon. Octagon? No, hexagon box. And his box is beautiful, veneered, perfect, everything about it. In there, he shows how he clamps up something fairly difficult to clamp up like this. And I wanted to demonstrate on video Clark's method. And in order to do that, I made this dummy box that I'm going to cut up and make something else out of that is an octagon. Octo means 8. So let's glue it up and we'll talk about different ways to clamp it. So I ripped out these staves of MDF, if you will, and this is an octagon, so each angle needed to be 22.5 degrees. I'm not dead on with it. There is a little bit, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of a gap. So I am actually going to glue this up into 2 sections and then flatten them out and glue up the last section. So in order to do that, everybody laughs at this, but it's a little tight bond. What the? Oh my God. There we go. Let's try that again. In order to do this nicely, I am going to use an ungodly amount of blue tape. And what that is going to do is honestly keep the squeeze out towards the inside, which is the part that I am most concerned about at the moment. A lot of people ask us what kind of blue tape to use, and everybody has their own likes and wants. Mike Pekovich recommends regular old original blue tape. Gives you a little bit more flex than some of the fancier ones. If you want a lot of flex, Chris Bexford recommends frog tape, the green stuff. And if you want an ungodly amount of flex, use binding tape. This is from Stu Mack. 3M makes binding tape as well. And I know a friend of mine, Mike Powers, Turning Sawdust into Groceries on Instagram, he uses binding tape for his multi-stave boxes. But that's not what this video is about. Let's skip the one in the middle. And yes, I'm doing a very poor job of gluing up, because honestly, I'm actually going to just make a pencil holder out of this. And I'm going to spray paint it, and I don't care. So, roll that up and tape it. Now, you might be able to get away with it just with the blue tape. But Clark is very, very smart, and he uses an inner tube from a bicycle. And I wanted to try that too. So this is just up from my son's bike. It's not a functioning one from my son's bike. It was blown and patched and blown again, so I gave up on it. But so this will get clamped. great. Oh man, this works so well. That's about all you need to do. Now, if you were so inclined, again, Stu Mac, which is a Lutherie supply, they sell these really long rubber bands. And I use them for all sorts of stuff. The nice thing about these is that they can really just wrap around themselves. You don't need to clamp them. But these you can kind of tuck under themselves. But they work really, really well. That's another way of doing it. We got inner tube, we got long rubber band, and you could always do short rubber bands. They're just a pain. This, inner tube, long rubber bands, can't go wrong with either method. So next time you're clamping up something odd, find an old inner tube. Mike Farrington says that he goes to bike repair shops and they throw out inner tubes all the time, and he tells them he needs old punctured non-functioning inner tubes and they just give them to him. So I'm going to try that sometime, but try it out. Handy to have around, to say the least.